Yeah.
Yep.
Hello. Good evening to our viewers. Welcome to the Women's Roundtable, where truth meets courage. We are women of courage. I am your moderator, Dr. Fatima Babi, on the Then and Now platform. So each week, phenomenal women take their seats at this table to bring fearless analysis and unapologetic truth about the issues shaping the lives of girls and women in Sierra Leone and across Africa. This is not just a conversation, it is breaking silence, because most often women are silent on issues that shape their lives. So challenging power and reclaiming the narrative is what we are here for, and to call to action. Because when women speak, society listens. And when society listens to women, change begins to happen. So to our viewers joining us from home and abroad, thank you for being here. And to the phenomenal women we have on the panel today, welcome to the table, my sisters. So let's begin the conversation that so many people are waiting for. First, I would like my sisters to unmute your mic and introduce yourselves, please. Anyone can go first. Yeah.
Okay, I am Susan Williams from the Progressives, the Institute of Community Progress. Thank you.
Okay. I am Khadija from the Progressives and a grandmama.
Hi, my sisters and family back home watching. I'm Janet Moisopo from Progressives, and we are here to give you the good news of Mama Salon.
Thank you, my sisters. But before we dive in, there's a video that we should watch first to kick off our conversation. So if we can watch that first video, and then we'll come back and discuss, start the discussion on the issues that are shaping our girls and women in Sierra Leone. Mr. Engineer, first video, please. Okay. While we're waiting for the engineer to play the first video, we are here to discuss the issues that affect girls and women in Sierra Leone. We will get into discussing issues that affect girls and women in other parts of Africa, but right now, last week we started a topic about Maada Bio's bad legacy. So this week we continue the same, because Maada Bio's bad legacy cannot be discussed in one segment. So this is why we're here today, so that we can continue to highlight, the issues that are affecting women and the issues that are affecting everyone in the country because of Maada Bio's bad legacy. for these 2 terms that he has been serving. So let's see. We really need that video because the Attorney General, Maada Bio's Attorney General, because I would not call it the Sierra Leone, I would not call him the Sierra Leone Attorney General. If he was serving the people of Sierra Leone, a lot of the things that he said, the lies that he told at that Madrid meeting, he would not have told those lies. But because he's only serving Maada Bio, we call him Maada Bio's Attorney General, or the AG. So unfortunately, our engineer is working on playing that video. So if anyway, our audience, I'm sure a lot of people have, watched that video, and my sisters on the panel today, you all have watched that video also. Video even plays. I need to bring
it's
it.
Better for him to play it. It's better for him to play it, Madam Rabi.
Okay.
Can
Now
just
he's
wait
playing.
for him? Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, because it will help.
Kindly allow me to stand on existing protocols. It is an honor to be here today and to share perspectives from Sierra Leone, a country that has had its share of challenges. Challenges that have informed our approach to development, our priorities, and the journey we walk today. An 11-year civil conflict, which according to the country's Truth and Reconciliation Commission, was caused by, among other things, the lack of access to justice, a devastating Ebola epidemic that took the lives of mostly vulnerable people, and like other countries, we are victims of the impact of climate change, one that has caused displacement for communities, food insecurity for some, and dire justice needs for many. But Sierra Leone is not alone. The world today stands at the crossroads. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development sets ambitious goals with the commitment to eradicate poverty, reduce inequality, foster shared prosperity, and protect our environment. At the heart of these objectives lies the principle of people-centered justice, a concept that holds the power to bring justice and fairness into the everyday lives of people across Africa. Yet, without urgent action, these global promises may remain unfulfilled, particularly in our pursuit of Sustainable Development Goal 16, equal access to justice for all. This goal, fundamental to peace, inclusion, and justice, aligns closely with Goal 11 of the African Union's Agenda 2063. Indeed, justice is recognized as a pillar of a peaceful, prosperous Africa, and these frameworks together offer an unprecedented opportunity to create a pathway towards equality and accountability across our continent. I also note that across our continent, the need is great, but so too is the innovation. From community paralegal initiatives and small claim courts to digital justice platforms and traditional dispute resolution mechanisms, Africa is showing that justice reform can be both people-driven and result-oriented. In Sierra Leone, we recognize that for far too long, justice has been seen as a preserve of lawyers, judges, and the courtrooms. But we know that true justice lives in the hands of the people, in how they resolve disputes, protect their families, access land, and assert their rights. A people-centered approach compels us to listen, to understand what people need when they face injustice, and to design solutions that are affordable, accessible, and fair. That is why we continue to embed the principles of people-centered justice in our national policies and institutions. Through the Justice Sector Reform Strategy, which was launched by His Excellency the President himself, we have been very deliberate in stating that our overall strategic goal is to strengthen equal access to justice for all through a people-centered approach. And we have anchored this in our country's medium-term national development plan because we acknowledge that investing in the justice needs of our people is central to our democratic and economic growth as a nation. Through this strategy, We are improving coordination across the justice chain, supporting community-based legal aid, expanding access to mediation and small claims mechanisms, investing in informal and customary justice mechanisms, implementing a diversion policy framework for minors, running justice hubs and mobile courts across the country, reviewing outdated laws and implementing progressive ones, which include the decriminalization of petty offenses, rolling out sentences alternative to incarceration, modernizing our justice delivery process through digitalization, and strengthening the participation of women and vulnerable groups in justice processes. We are investing in data and innovation, measuring justice from the perspective of those who experience it. And we are aligning our justice priorities with the development goals of the African Union's Agenda 2063 and the United Nations 2030 Agenda. These efforts are grounded in a simple conviction that justice is not a privilege. It is a service that every citizen has the right to expect and to trust. I conclude by stating that we welcome partnerships to learn, to assess our current priorities and investments, to address any challenges and gaps that exist, and to scale up the investments that we have made. Thank you very much.
You know, when you hear those lies, so this, the Attorney General's speech in Madrid is a clear demonstration of Julius Maada Bio's international lies. They go on the international stage and tell these lies. Before I ask my questions to my sisters this evening, let me just bring a little bit of statistics in Sierra Leone regarding women, because we cannot look at the whole population at this point. We are focused on women. So according to the Rainbow Initiative, 1 in 3 girls in Sierra Leone experiences sexual violence before age 18. I think that figure is very conservative. That's not, I think there are more girls who are experiencing, you know, rape than what is what they point out. But the shocking part is the rape conviction rate remains very, very low, below 5%. Can you imagine? Of all the rapes that are happening in Sierra Leone, the conviction to prosecute the rapists and convict them, the rate is still below 5%. So 96% of rape victims go without justice. And this man is standing there lying, talking about mobile justice, digital this, digital that. And also, majority of the gender-based violence cases experience delays, adjournment, or never prosecuted due to weak investigation and political interference. When the rapists are connected to the politicians, they never get convicted. This is why 96% of rapists go free. So with this kind of statistics, how do you feel about, you know, this man standing there on the international stage telling these lies? So his speech painted a beautiful picture of justice in Sierra Leone, but the lived experiences of women, especially because they are the most vulnerable women and girls, in your view, why does this government continue pretending to be progressive, you know, when on the world stage, but in reality at home, they are not delivering at all to the people of Sierra Leone, the women and the girls? Why do you think they keep going and, you know, going on stage and lying with these kind of fabulous lies?
I can start. Basically, when I watch, after listening to this video, the first thing that comes to mind is to go back into history, to, even though we were not there, but to just imagine when we had colonial people in our country. Let's say, for instance, the British, they will send their representatives to come and do what the so-called leaders are supposed to do in the country right now, to be ministers, to be this, that, agriculture minister, all this stuff, right? Like him, the Attorney General. I don't know. Then I imagine it was a white person. as Attorney General then. So they will go back to the outside of Sierra Leone, outside of the soil of Sierra Leone, and give reports. But my imagination tells me that in those days, they would do some work because they probably had people who they were accountable to, who would check them, who would see who they have to, not only the people in the country, but they had people who were the ones that they could account to by giving such a speech, drawing the picture that this is what it is. So that's the first thing that comes to my mind. But I believe in those days they would have taken care of schools, transportation, roads, hospitals, like some of our parents or other parents, even some of these people who are doing this basically crime against Sierra Leoneans, their parents or grandparents benefited from such leadership. So imagine foreigners who could have done better, who did probably better than our own people, instead of going to some village in Sierra Leone or any part of Sierra Leone to give such account to the real people. They are doing it outside of the soil by using the money from Sierra Leone, the resources, buying the clothes to wear. Imagine, forget, I can't even talk about the people that they have to come along with. But it's such a waste. And that's actually what came to my mind, that, wow, they can even copy somebody or others who have done it, who are even foreigners, who did even a better job.
Yeah,
Like,
well, they don't care. I think the colonialists cared more about the people
that's
than
my point.
Madabio's
Yeah,
government. So, Sister
yeah.
Moy, what do you
Yeah,
think? What is your view? Why this government continues to lie on the international stage about progress in the country when the people are not experiencing any progress in this country?
you know, um, it's very disappointing. Someone who says is an attorney in a high authority, justice for that matter, supposed to defend the country no matter what. But they are benefiting a lot. The per diem is going, and he cannot say anything that will haunt him because everything that came from his mouth just lies. Everybody know. Every day, our sisters are there being raped, sexually abused out in the public, having children all around with fatherless countlessly every day. People know of that. But he's going out there trying to make the world to know that Sierra Leone is a better place. They are doing well. Not only him, even Bio. When Bio go out, that's the same thing. He presents himself out there. So for a justice minister saying short things is disappointing. Sometimes I wonder after all this speech they give out, when they go back home, how they feel.
Yeah.
How they feel sitting, watching themselves with all those utterances, saying that my country is doing better and there is justice. Where is the justice? Recently, Edwina is suffering the same thing. She's suffering because of intimidation with the same justice system. The head of the ministry is saying short things. So, how he expects people to defend the constitution?
Yeah.
Because if you are the head, Attorney General for that matter, you are going out lying to the public that the rape cases, education, everything is being well done in the country, and there is a lot of justice that is going on. You saying that you also empowering those wicked police soldiers that are beating up the Sierra Leonean women, especially when it comes to women, violating them, because they say, you know what? Even our leaders, when they go out there, they know that we are doing the good work. This is what he portrays in out there. He given bad image to the
Well,
country.
I'm sure some of those people on the international stage that they are lying to are reading these statistics, knowing that rape convictions in Sierra Leone is below 5%. So how do you justify talking to the same people, telling them that you are doing such a great job to, give justice? My sister Susan, so what is your take on this one? These lies that this minister of Attorney General Maada Bio's Attorney General, what is your perspective on these lies that he's telling to the international community about justice in Sierra Leone?
Right.
Is it performance or reality?
Well, it's certainly not not the reality. But what I want to say is, just to repeat what you just said in your last sentence, the people in the international stage, they have access to the stats that you've just given us, convictions below 5%. And when it comes and glosses over the situation, it's like, are we hearing the same thing? Is it the same country we're talking about?
Exactly. That's what
He
came to
thinks,
my mind. Like, which Sierra
yes,
Leone is this man talking about?
yes, well, yeah,
Yeah.
where is he coming from?
Yeah.
Because these people would update themselves before they go to these meetings. So there they have this information that is on that the conviction rate is under 5%, but you seem to kind of gloss over it as if it's nothing. And I also thought that the reason why they continue to perpetuate these lies is because the local people, the indigenous people, the home people at home, they listen to these presentations and they cheer them on because they probably didn't have access to that those stats that you give. And if it happens that they don't have the information, they tend to believe what is said in the international stage. Right. And if they believe that, they are actually giving these people who make these speeches, they're actually giving them more power and more access to keep on lying, because they know that when they lie, people don't understand, people don't know, so they go up a notch or two in their estimation. So I mean, and it's a way of
they get donor funds also.
Yes,
they get donor funds from these speeches.
Yeah, they get donor funds from these speeches, but the people would say, this my minister is doing very well. What are you talking about? When the figures are saying exactly the opposite. And the reason why people would keep on lying is to cover their misdemeanors. And this is what really gets me, because you know that you're doing the wrong thing and you continue to do it and then lie to cover it. And it seems as if that is the way things are going in this administration. They, kind of throw all sorts of colorful words and what they've done, or what they need to do and what they've done. And people just clap for them because they believe them. We don't bother to go back and check. When they say we've built 10 schools, we don't go and count the 10 schools they've built. We need to be doing that. As a people, we need to take control of our resources, of the management of how the government is doing. Because if you don't, they just keep on with this the way they're going right now.
Yeah, and the women's safety is the biggest thing. For him to go out there and lie that justice is being served in Sierra Leone because they have this hub, they have this people-centered, they are doing this and that from the perspective of those who are suffering, blah, blah, blah. I think it really puts women more at risk. So women's safety becomes, an even more serious issue, because it makes the outsiders think that everything is going well. So he claimed that Sierra Leone is strengthening justice for women and the vulnerable groups. But rape survivors, as I have given these statistics, rape survivors, domestic violence victims, and young women like Edwina, you know, are still being abandoned. They are not getting justice. We have a 3.5-year gang rape in Bo that is still lingering. They are still case because they want to, you know, they want the perpetrators to go free. So what does this tell you about Maada Bio as the head of state of Sierra Leone? His real commitment to women. What does this tell you about his commitment to women?
Yeah.
When he sends his ministers out there to go and lie to the international community.
Yes. I can come in.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, Madam Babi, we should not forget that Maada already said it before openly that he has no means to develop Sierra Leone. He's a failure.
True.
So
True.
anyone that comes around should know how to talk. Watch all their political statement they're doing outside. You should know how to talk. You lie. That's the only way they will get close to you. Maada has failed. There's nothing, no empowerment. The only empowerment Maada has focused to give in Sierra Leone, especially when it comes to the women we are talking about, is only the people that surrounded him, his family members, his cabinet members' wives, relatives. These are the people who benefit. It shows the outside world that women are being empowered. Behind the scene, it is not reality. All those women that are in sensitive places have been connected with him, directly or indirectly. Let's take a look at the various embassies right now. The lady that is the deputy ambassador in Guinea was Maada former girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, whether they're still in relationship, what we had, because she never came out to say no. Okay, check about the other lady, Agnes' mother. She's a counselor or whatsoever somewhere.
I think in Morocco.
A council, yes, a council somewhere.
Yeah.
So is that the development Sierra Leone is facing for women? Then you look again at the circle. Now she's trying to empower Fatima Bio to be a first lady as a president in the country, so that definitely all the women will succumb. Nobody will have a say. This is what's exactly going on in Bio's government. So Bio has failed. The only empowerment is given to women is either he loving to you, it's ministers and relative or whatever. That's why you see that everywhere Bio go, they form a cabal. They say Bio's women or something. They have the name. Maybe later the viewers will give us the name.
JMB women.
Yeah, JMB women. So that tells you that Bio has divided, even when it comes to the women. In its own political party, he has divided them. And there was a lady, the last time something happened, they asked an interview on Riyadh, saying that, are you working in this government? The woman asked, who is, I think she's the minister, and said, I don't believe, because you have to belong with us before you have a job. So if you don't have a job, know that you are not part of the political party, SLPP.
You have to be in the power cabal.
Yes. If you are not a political party as an SLPP member, you have to be a strong supporter who also stand up to face the injustice with the other people. That's the only way you survive in Sierra Leone. So this is what Bio has limited our country to be. The woman has no voice unless you belong to him.
Yeah, I think you have just described Maada Bio's leadership culture.
Yeah.
Yes, that's his leadership culture. So you have to be connected in his power network, or you are not counted as a woman in Sierra Leone. And you know, if you're not related to him, or you're not related to one of his cabal members, then you are not promoted as as a woman. So I think we can watch the second video now before we move on to our second topic. We would like the engineer to play video number 2, because we're now coming to the one of the most important conversations tonight.
Okay.
You have started touching on it, Sister Moy, so
yeah.
just hold on a little bit, and let's see. We need the engineer to play video number 2 right now.
So
we
while we
can,
wait for video number 2, can I touch on the women's safety?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I
You can
think
go
the
ahead.
statistics that you gave for 1 in 3 girls under 18, it's really alarming. I think all Sierra Leoneans, whether you're a woman or man or grandpa, whoever, you belong, you're related to a girl that age, you should be alarmed. You know, if the Bill government and his government people, whatever they call them,
Cabal.
cabals, I think that's the appropriate name. If they're not busy spending money on travels and other nonsense in the country, they should be able to provide resources to prevent these crimes against young people of that age, critical age. I mean, they should prevent and also provide resources. You know, if you have, there are laws, there are traditional laws against things like this. If it's not, the country has its own laws as well, such as the Sexual Offense Amendment Act, sexual gender-based violence. All these are laws in the country.
But the problem is laws cannot just be on the books. Okay?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If
Laws have to be implemented, enforced,
spending money
but
on
they're
other
not being
things,
enforced. Yes.
yes, they can spend money on the weak court system, the delays, the briberies, the court officials interfering,
Yes.
witness intimidation, like in Edwina's
Yeah.
case, resources for FSU units, investigative processes, you know, influenced by powerful predators of girls. You
Yeah.
know, sometimes it could even be somebody related to some kind of local chief who can get
Yeah.
away with those crimes. So it's not just up there; it's happening everywhere. So I really think that.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Can I just ask while we wait? Can I just ask one question? I'm gonna go in and out of English because I want to let people understand.
Yeah. Please feel free to speak Creole anytime.
Now, Usai or waiting these hands of our girls program don't help because this kind of statistics where we see, it's like things may well have gone worse.
Now next week topics is Sister Susan.
Yeah, but I mean,
it
has
made
in the
it
sense
worse.
that we have these figures. I mean, because it's a patriarchal society. A man then gets strength, a man then they in power, so they're entitled for do anything. Not also EB, but as you say, we will talk about that more next week because
but when you look at the prosecution rate, 96% instead of we say less than 5% prosecuted, 96% not being of rape cases not being prosecuted. Don't you think that gives incentive to the rapist to rape because they know they are going to get off scot-free?
Yes,
of course, sure.
Yeah.
This is the problem. So if they are not being prosecuted and cases are dying by adjournment, then the rapists are free to do whatever. So if the our video is ready now.
Too, right? Okay.
Yes, our video is ready. So, as bad as it is to see a woman being assaulted in public, for people who don't know, this woman was assaulted at the State House, Maada Bio's office. He was assaulted by Maada Bio's staff members because she went to State House and they suspected her of being from the opposition party. She did not commit any crime. I mean, you can see the way she's dressed. Somebody who is ready to go commit a crime would be, you know, would dress up like this. This is what they did to her. They disgraced her. And so this brings us to the most important conversation that we should be having. This, everywhere Maada Bio goes, he talks about the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Act of 2022 that was passed. So that's like something that he wears like a crown to show that he's, you know, he's looking out for women. So that's what this Gewe Act is about. So after watching this video, so we can see that on paper, the act promised to transform Sierra Leone to bring 30% representation for women in public and private leadership, equal pay for equal work, maternity protection, financing opportunities, and commitment to finally open doors for women in politics and decision making. But in practice, under Julius Maada Bio, for the past 7 years, women who are not in his network, who step into leadership or attempt to hold power, have been maltreated, have been, you know, kicked out of their leadership positions. So looking at what this woman suffered at Maada Bio's office, the State House, is this a government that even believes in this law that they passed? Is this a government that believes in the Gewe, as they call it, the gender equality
and women's empowerment?
And women's empowerment.
Yeah.
Is this a government? So can you think of a woman in leadership who has suffered in the hands of Maada Bio since the passing of this law in Sierra Leone?
Well, there's a case in point, and I think we all know Madam Claudius Cole.
Right.
She's been a champion of delivering health, I suppose, as a campaign for her party. Now, look what's in the do for that last election. Being a close follower of, you know, what's in they do now in party, because I learn from him, because, you know, myself involved you know, the same business, the same you know, running of a party. Now, that woman, she is exemplary. With the political party, then plenty, and a lot of we get the same problems. But Madam Femi, it take in time. Not only it defend, it makes sure say get offices now all the district headquarter towns as the constitution require. It can even help we then smaller parties say, hey, I don't find office so una self look place they under.
Yes, Sister Susan, let me
book.
add this. She's the first woman to form a political party in Sierra Leone.
Yes,
The first
exactly.
woman.
So instead of we EPAM, let all the other women they know say it can be done.
Yeah.
Oh, look what's in that woman don't go through, then don't lock them up at least twice. You know, when we even then in convention where he hold for where them vote him as the flag bearer for him party. Inside the convention, I then send police say for stop the meeting. They say waiting do. He say he not been get police clearance. Like the woman go nine office. He work out with the police clearance. Go na the meeting. He he show them. Now we all the usher out. Them na grafting day. Now we all the usher out. So go support them. Then kind thing and they, they show, they make people them, they inspire other women. Because it takes a lot of money, a lot of strength, a lot of time for make we get to Usai Madam Claudia's call. They so right now, it's not easy. But if after all that, then they get that kind of treatment, they almost woman we go putting hats down.
I know.
Now say, we say they go all with party like Madam.
Yeah, I remember one time because of something she said, there was a truckload of soldiers sent to her house to arrest her.
Yes.
That. So that kind of intimidation, not all women can undergo that and still persist. But she continues to be strong. She continues to stand up. So, Sister Moy, can you think of another woman in Sierra Leone who has suffered in the hands of Maada Bio after all this girl were actually in Mende? It sounds like Mende word where somebody were lazy, were not agree to work. You see? So they make this lawyer under the Mende name, knowing very well say, not to serve Sierra Leoneans. This law was not made to serve ordinary Sierra Leonean women. It was made to serve women in their cabal. So can you tell us another example of a woman in Sierra Leone who has been disenfranchised, who has been oppressed by Maada Bio?
Oh. I'm telling you, Maada is a demon. Let's take a look at Madam Laura Pierce.
Oh, Laura Taylor Pierce, yes.
Yes. The intimidation that she went through. She does nothing wrong just to expose the corruption that was going on under Bio.
Yes.
In his office.
The former Auditor General.
That is a job. Yes, that is a job.
Yes.
Yes. That's
she
what
has the right
to do.
She has the right to protect the economy of the country.
Yeah.
What comes in and what goes out, she has the right. Yeah. There are false receipts that have been coming from the office of Bio, the illegal president, because she made that exposure. They went after her. Yeah. She faced a lot of intimidation until Bio successfully removed her from her office. So even Akisoya, sometimes, we don't just want to talk because of politics. We're not saying it because she's like we are here. We are not focusing on any political party to eliminate them. But the kind of insults, intimidation she has faced as well. I've never seen any opposition party female went through it. There are lots of
Akisoya is always insulted by the
by Bio and his cabal, even including his wife.
Yes,
even Fatima Bio openly she will challenge, insulting her. I remember the time for anti-corruption, Ben Kefala. There was a time they're supposed to do an investigation through the office. As they say, by then she was the first lady. She came out challenging Akisoya, saying that she's supposed to face investigation, not her. went further to even trying to make the public know that the former first lady, Sia Kroma, she also be investigated because she doesn't want to be answerable for her deeds. All this thing is happening under BO.
Yeah.
BO has nothing to say. Let's see the other
Yeah, so-
intimidation that she gave to a lady. I think she's either a journalist or so. When they went to the town hall, he called in for a meeting at the town hall. The woman was there. She has the right as a citizen to question BO because BO has been lying. He said it
Exactly.
during his
Yeah.
manifesto. He said, I'm going to do agriculture, Tamabon project, whatsoever. He says all those things, false promises. Now the lady decided to ask and say, Mr. President, all the promises you have made about agriculture, where is the food? There is no amount of intimidation that lady never faced. The only thing
They
that saved
almost, they
her is
almost beat
because,
her up. Yeah,
yes,
they almost
the
beat her up.
of course, yes, the only thing that saved her that moment is because she openly says, I am not an APC or any other political party. I am an SLPP member. So I have the right to ask. That's the only thing that saved her in the presence of BO. In fact, BO turned around to insult the lady indirectly, saying that if you should have asked your parents, they could give you a better explanation that this hunger has never started today. So it's an insult. Is this the way a president is supposed to address a nation? So BO has no respect for women. No respect.
So, all
So
right. So
this is the kind of
can you,
intimidation Sierra Leonean women have been going through. A lot of them, lots of them.
Khadija, what can you cite another example? Now we know how Maada Bio maltreated Lara Taylor Pierce, the Auditor General, who exposed corruption, and also how they have literally debilitated Femi Claudius Cole, the first woman to form a political party in Sierra Leone. They made sure that she could not contest in 2023. Can you think of any other woman in any other sector, even an ordinary woman, who has suffered in the hands of Maada Bio?
Absolutely. There are. And up to last week, there was a good example. But before I go to that, my heart is beating watching the abuse of a young lady in a place that's supposed to be the safest place for any citizen to enter, or when they're allowed to be
The
there.
state house, her
State
state
house.
house. Yes.
For any citizen of Sierra Leone to be the safest place for them. And to see how a young woman who they even got her confused from hitting her head. I felt pain watching it.
Yes.
And not only that, it's the useless officers there, but it's the useless women who were even hitting her.
Well, when you're in Pauper, remember, as Pauper members, they have to show violence. They have to
My
show
heart
that,
is beating
know,
so hard up
they
to
have
now.
to show that kind of, that side for them to be Pauper.
Yeah.
To be in Maada Bio's cabal, you have to show that you are rude. You have to show that you are, violent. So you can a woman perpetrates violence against other women.
That
So
is somebody's child.
That's their culture.
That's somebody's sister.
Yes.
That's a woman.
And do we know anything about her from that day? How is she? Where has she been? She never came out to give us any report. She never came out to, tell, is she in jail?
Silence.
So these are things that are happening to women under Maada Bio.
So please, I want to take permission because my sister Moy mentioned Lara Taylor, Taylor Pierce.
Taylor Pierce, yes.
Before, I would like to elaborate on her a little bit because people in Sierra Leone don't know who she is or what she did in that country to be fired. This the gender equality, women Empowerment Act of 2022. The purpose was to fix the imbalances
Right.
in the workplace, in the government, everywhere, in leadership, decision-making roles, especially elective and appointive positions, you know, like parliament and all the other places. So, but before I talk about Lara Taylor, which I need a little time, I want also to mention just only last week, there was news about the mayor of Sierra Leone, the mayor of Freetown, traveling outside of the country. I think maybe the deputy as well. But there's a lady, a chief counselor, Zainab Conte. There's a report that she was humiliated, she was abused. She worked for the city council, so because the mayor was absent,
Abused by whom? You have to name
by
names.
the minister of what is it?
Local government.
Local government,
yes.
yeah.
The minister
Okay.
of local government. It was in her own words, actually, she described that she said, this is not just disrespect. It is violation of our law of good governance. But they said that basically there was the Ministry of Local Governments basically intimidated, interfered, and disregarded her role as someone in the place of the mayor, because that's her job. And she's a woman. So
the minister felt that he has the authority to decide who acts as mayor when the mayor travels. So
Yeah.
that's, you know, like abuse
Exactly
of
so.
his office, and then
Yes.
That's the reason
actually
why.
abusing a woman.
Yeah, that's
because
the
she's
reason
a
why
woman.
it's a disregard for the rule of law.
Yes.
In addition to intimidating her, disrespecting her from her doing her job.
One thing I always say is that I don't think that Maada Bio and his cabal, I don't think any of them read any of the laws, even the laws that they are passing. They're not reading them.
Yeah.
Because when you see their actions go against the Constitution, their actions go against the very laws that they are passing. So it means they're not reading these laws because they don't care. They can do whatever they want, and there's no accountability. Nobody's there. There are no journalists to hold them accountable. There is, no ACC to hold them accountable. So they do whatever they want. So now this gender equality law was passed in 2022. 2022 to now, what? 3 years. But the statistics that we are seeing in Sierra Leone for women is still alarming. So the female literacy rate is at 34.9. So that means that, it's sad. It's really, really sad. Only 34.9% of women over the age of 15 can read and write. That's a disgrace. That is a disgrace for any president who has any shame. But Maada Bio has no shame, so he doesn't care. And, so this comes from the gender analysis, the Free Press Unlimited Gender Analysis. This comes from. And the labor force participation for women, female labor force participation from age 15 and above is 51.2%. But that's a conservative figure because most women are involved in, informal, labor. They are not really in the labor force. And the other statistics is the women in parliament. Now, this is interesting because since the 2023 elections, when Maada Bio used the what is it called?
PRP? Is that what they call it?
The
PR,
election.
PR system.
The PR system. So Maada Bio used the PR system for this reason, so that he can bring those that he wants to put in parliament. That was one major reason why he insisted on using the PR system, even though Sierra Leone is not at war, because that was used when Sierra Leone was just coming out of war. But he used the PR system to put his nieces in parliament, to put his girlfriends, children, his, you know, cabals, nieces. So now they say that the gender representation in parliament is 29%. And that's only because the parliament is packed with those that Maada Bio, nobody voted for them. They brought them in. So that's why that figure is close to the 30% that he's talking about. But when you look at other sectors, you look at, you know, the universities, you look at, you know, other government ministries, you know, the percentage is very, very small with the women, the representation of women in those areas is very, very small. And also the out of school rate for girls. Girls remain more likely to drop out of junior secondary school. We know that because we are sponsoring girls. We know this for a fact. And the pregnant, you know, girls are still facing stigma, even though they say that they have, you know, passed laws for girls to, you know, for pregnant girls to go to school. So also nearly 50% of women age 15 plus are out of the labor force compared to 44% of men. But this also affects men and women because Maada Bio has not provided any jobs for anybody in that country except for his own people. His daughter, he sent his daughter to represent Sierra Leone at the UN. So those are the figures that he's feeding to these, you know, to the international community to show that, you know, women are in this position because they don't know the relationship of these women to him and his cabal members. You know, so the gender equality that Maada Bio talks about and brags on the international stage that he has passed this law is only on paper. It's not in reality for women. So if, you know, this is the case of, you know, what is going on. Law, this, you know, this Gateway 2022 law. Why do you think Maada Bio went to the trouble to pass this law? He knows he's not going to implement it, and if he's implementing it, it's only for his own cabal members. Why do you think he did this? And he talks about it everywhere he goes. Yes.
False hope to remain in power. You know, our sisters are already being vulnerable. Anything that comes out from Maada's Bio mouth, they believe it. That's the reason Maada's saying all these things, because when they say, oh, woman, we're going to give you guys power, 30% or this. Is he reflecting? No. And the same justice minister was standing there saying that they recognize all the injustice that's happening in the country. But now, the women, as you read the statistics, the unemployment is getting worse every day. Poverty is just piling up. I saw a video from Ghana recently, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, wherein they have been manhandled one of our sisters. She's a Sierra Leonean. I think they deported her from the States.
Yes.
I've been seeing a lot of comments accusing the Ghanaian government, oh, this is intimidation, they should not do it or so. Have you taken a look at your own country, what they are doing? Your own brothers and sisters, the president is there, the illegal president is there. They are abusing your own sister, doing the worst more than what they are doing to that woman.
Yes.
No woman has come out to say this thing you are doing, your government, what they are doing is bad. We're going after you to protest. They've never done that. They have never. But yeah, when you check on Facebook, they will celebrate negative things that are happening another place, saying that what they do to the woman was very bad. But look at the video now. They play from State House, Sierra Leone State House, the Fountain of Honor. Maada has made that place to be like a ghetto place, a market place.
Yeah.
Beating up woman. I don't know if you guys get a keen listening to the voice where the guy, one of the soldiers, saying that una for don't let farm so that we go do something. That means exactly the same what they normally do to our sisters, to rape her.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
even these videos are coming out, they never get a clue that these videos are coming out. Trust me, they never had a clue. So this is what's going on. There are a lot of intimidation. But when
Yeah.
they see Sierra Leonean facing another intimidation outside, they complain, oh, because now foreigner then, now this, now that. But the abuse that is going on in our country, Bio has make sure that it brings all those foreigners. Look at the other pastor, a pastor from Nigeria. If it is another place by now, that pastor, they close that church. A pastor there standing up when Edwina went to give a testimony, saying that, oh, you should have protect yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
You cannot,
Well,
you as a pastor saying those things. Then
yeah.
our sisters going to that church. That church, you guys should not go
because
to that kind of
he
church.
knows he will get away with it. The
Yes,
case you brought up, the Ghana case,
yes.
the Ghana case, the lady was saying that she has contacted the Sierra Leone embassy, but we never saw Sierra Leone embassy officials show up, even though the video went on for long. We never saw the officials show up. Maybe they never even showed up. And the thing is also, for her to be deported from Ghana to Sierra Leone, there must have been paperwork from the Sierra Leone embassy to the Ghana immigration. And also, Sierra Leone is a member state, a member of ECOWAS. And the so-called illegal, or the illegal president, Julius Maada Bio, is so-called chairman of ECOWAS heads of states. So if they deport you to your own region, ECOWAS, why would Ghana redeport that person to Sierra Leone when that person clearly is from a member state, an ECOWAS member state? Because she has no one there to defend her. She has nobody from the embassy to come and speak up for her. The paperwork was sent to the embassy, and the embassy signed it and returned it to the immigration, to the Ghana immigration, and gave the okay for them to deport her. So we can blame the Ghanaians because that's not how to handle another human being, regardless of who they are. But we also have to point the finger at the Sierra Leone government because they enabled that. If without their cooperation, that woman would have never been abused the way that she was abused. But if women are being abused, do you think that they care?
Yeah, the reason I'm bringing it, they say charity starts at home. If they are seeing the way the Sierra Leone government, those are supposed to protect us, they call themselves police, taking the law into their hands to abuse our sisters. So what you expect other people to do to you? This is what I'm saying. Because they see that our sisters been going through intimidation from these guys. Nothing comes out of it. Because even those militaries that were showing into that video, by now should have had a statement from the government to discipline them. No way. You see them what they're doing, they're singing, misbehaving, threatening. You can see what they can normally do. Nobody has come out to condemn that.
Nobody has said anything about that woman in green. I don't know if she's still alive. I don't know, how she is. So we have
nothing.
What went on with her. And obviously, if she's still alive, they silenced her. She cannot talk like they do with everybody that they victimize. You can talk about
protect life and property. They are doing the opposite way. They're killing us, intimidating everybody.
They are not working for the people. They are working for Maada Bio. So they do what Maada Bio wants them to do.
Yeah. So if anyone knows that lady in the green dress in the video, please reach out to us, TNN, and let us know if she's okay. We just want to know if she's okay because it's been a while. We didn't forget you. We felt your pain, and
we don't even know her name.
We don't know her name. We know.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, this Gerwe law, this tells us that when laws fail, women lose twice. Okay. First, the injustice. And then the second is the false hope. Because what this Attorney General did, going on the international stage, giving all this lofty, praise to himself and his government, it's really like false hope for women. Because if there are, donors out there who want to help Sierra Leonean women, they will say Sierra Leonean women are okay because their government is doing such a great job for them, So don't you think that's another victimization of women? These lies, the way that these lies are victimizing, double victimization of women in the country.
I think I want to use Lara Taylor Pierce again to prove the lies. First of all, firing her contradicted the laws of gender equality and women's empowerment. And I really want to because a lot of Sierra Leoneans like myself didn't know anything about Madame Lara Taylor Pierce until that firing, that suspension time, and the firing. So I just want to say a little bit about her. So Lara Taylor Pierce joined the auditing department in 2007 as deputy. Auditor General in Sierra Leone from 2011 to 2021. Decades in public service. She's highly educated, highly respected professionally. She's a symbol in the context of the GEWE. I don't know
exactly.
how you say it. Practice accountability, independent woman in a powerful position in Sierra Leone as Auditor General.
And it's not because she's married to Maada Bio.
No.
Exactly.
The woman who challenged corruption and punished for not being politically connected. There's an article at African Confidential, volume 65, number 20, Sierra Leone, September 2024. The title says, Bio reads himself of a turbulent auditor. This woman, she managed public funds for the entire Sierra Leone, according to African Research Institute, 2015.
She's well respected internationally too.
Yeah. 900 recommendations she made for improving financial management. So her audit uncovered financial management. And one of them was the Lebanon trip with the fake receipts. And that cost her
the honeymoon trip. Maada Bio and his wife's honeymoon.
Yeah, honeymoon.
And I have to say to Sierra Leoneans, we lost
5 million.
We have, what was that education rate for women? 34%?
34.9.
Yeah, 34.9.
Educated. Highly professional woman, a good example for us, and just be fired because somebody committed a crime and she did her job. And I think
her crime was just doing her job well. That's all.
Yeah,
doing
her job
well. The whole world knows that. The whole world acknowledged that. And I want Sierra Leoneans to know that Lara,
when you're dealing with a criminal cabal, you doing your job well, exposes them, so you're not wanted. You're not somebody that they want in the country.
So that's the loss for Sierra Leoneans and for Sierra Leone. It's a big loss.
Oh, big loss, yes. It's a big loss because now Maada Bio and his wife, all the travels, all the stealing, all the money that they are taking, we don't know anymore because they kicked her out and put somebody that is a puppet for them. Because we're still seeing corruption. Yes.
Yeah, Ben Kelfala is the godson to Fatima Bio because for the wedding. She was the godmother.
She's the godmother.
She was the godmother.
So the anti-corruption commissioner, the false lady or the illegal first lady, is the godmother of the anti-corruption commissioner. I mean, talk about conflict of interest.
Yes.
Talk about conflict of interest. So they are very open about it. They posted on social media for everybody to see that, you know, she's his big sister, blah, blah, blah. You know, they're best of friends, you know. So you know that this ACC guy is there to cover up the corruption. He's not there to expose corruption. He's there to cover corruption. That's why they picked him. And he's been there since Maada Bio came to power, and he's going to be there until Maada Bio leaves, because he's the one that is covering them up, you know. So we have touched on this, that, you know, one of Maada Bio's bad legacies is this gender equality law, which he put in place, but has never implemented it for the ordinary Sierra Leonean woman. And even though that's been, even though the law is in place, it continues to oppress women who are not in his cabal. If you're not in his cabal, you become subject to his oppression, like Lara Taylor Pierce,
Femi Claudia School,
the mayor of Freetown, Akisoya. So these are examples of women who have, you know, they got where they are on their own. They didn't get where they are because they're attached to a man. Like, you know, his wife is attached to him. So all the power that we see in Fatima Bio comes from the power that, you know, because Maada Bio is the president. That's not the case for these women. They work their way there. I mean, you just told us when Lara Taylor Pierce started, you know, as deputy, you know, auditor general.
2007.
Yeah, she worked her way all the way up to becoming auditor general. And this man just comes one day and say, you know, you can't be here because you're exposing me, you know. So this is the hypocrisy of this law. This is the hypocrisy of Maada Bio, and this is one of the bad legacies of Maada Bio. So I don't know if any of you want to say anything further on this before we start closing. You want, you know, is there any other thing that we did not touch on, given this, the law, you know, this gender equality law, and also the justice system that is so broken in that country that 96% of rapists are walking free in that country?
Let me just say something quick. The reason why Maada has successfully going through all this one, no one to, you know, to stand up. Everybody has become afraid because he started it like a fun. When Maada invited Paulo Conte to help in the fight of Ebola, right? No, COVID. Fight of
COVID.
Yes.
Yeah.
COVID.
Because he knows that Paulo Conte, he was a famous guy with, you know, with discipline. And, you know, if Paulo should have been around, all this nonsense could not stand. So what he do, he started by intimidating him, hold him up, lock him where he's supposed to lock him, so that other people will be afraid. And the opposition party sat down and said, you know what, now just let her no more, let the law follow its course. That's how Maada starts gradually to become successful with these bad deeds.
Yes.
Then that one went successfully. Paulo, after prison, what happened? He become mute, zip himself. He cannot talk because the intimidation he has faced is afraid. Now the same thing, Madam, I can, well, the name said they can call her Madam Noah. What's her name said? This one, Sylvia.
Oh.
Yes. By the time she started saying, at the end of the day, what's happened? They lock her up. Yes, and she's the one that came out to tell us publicly that when you go inside prison, then they go finger you. So after they play with her,
that's a rape. That's rape. That's a form of rape. Yeah.
Yes, it's a rape. She came out and zipped her mouth. The only thing that she turned opposite to criticize. In fact, she started even going after some women. You know, it's like a deal. That's how Maada gradually becomes successful. So anyone that raises their voice,
even though this Sylvia Blyden character,
Yes.
She was a victim of Maada Bio's
Yes,
abuse of
yes,
women who are not in
yes,
his cabal. She has become part of them in a way,
yes.
to
And
abuse
sometimes
other women, to
yeah,
attack
all
other
those things
women.
that you're doing is trauma. Sometimes for me, I look at it as a trauma because it's like I cannot have my way out. So I just have to pretend that everything is
So
okay.
if you can't
Join
beat them,
them.
you join them. Yeah,
They
that's
join
the
them.
mentality.
Exactly.
Yes.
This is
Exactly.
what's going on. So look at our sisters again. This how they call it say our aunt,
Oh,
Yes.
Howard
our
Hunt.
sister.
Yes,
She's in
yes.
Canada here.
She's
The
another
same
good
thing. She
example.
become trauma. Some
Yes.
people will say, "Oh, see your sister how she behaving on Facebook or whatever. She's naked or what." I'm telling them that because she's traumatized, abused. That was
So,
affecting her. That is what affecting her.
so for those who
So
don't know Howard Hunt, maybe you should tell our audience a little bit about what happened to Howard Hunt,
Yeah.
it's just because
because she's another victim of Maada Bio
yes,
and his
because
wife.
she expecting herself and saying that, oh, what Bio is doing, it is wrong. And in fact, they say that because she insulted Bio, say Bio get big belly. Intimidation. The wife saying that Awa insulted her, but she never came out to say it. After after they got her in prison, Fatima came out to pretend to say that my answer tight. I don't know. I'm not aware of it. But at the
She's a
end,
liar.
after
She's
she
a
made a statement,
pathological liar. Fatima Bio is a
yes,
pathological liar. So don't take
yes.
anything she says. She's a big liar. She
So
lies.
because
She lies conveniently and confidently. She's a confident liar.
of course, we know. So because of all these things, make Bio successfully going with this. Because our sisters, brothers back home, they are the same one, giving Bio all this privilege. When you say something against it, say, oh, not so I can afraid. When you are on social media, you say something when you come here, Bio, they go all you.
They arrest
Because
you.
of
Yeah.
these things, made them to feel that yes, they have the
Yeah.
privilege to do things that they're supposed to do. That is injustice to our country. But you see them all is cabal. They will come out, threaten the Sierra Leoneans, use all sorts of utterances negatively, nobody going after them. But when you say something,
Yeah.
they are the same one our
Well,
brothers and sisters will start to criticize you and give them the
that's
power. This is
that's
how
why
we are successful.
this is why at this table we don't mince our words. We say it like it is, because Maada Bio would have to, process extradition for us, to come and arrest us, because
Yes,
we are saying things the way they are. We are calling a spade a spade. Maada Bio and his cabal are evil. Maada Bio is evil. If you're not evil, you cannot work with him. Maada Bio is not good for women in that country. Maada Bio is not good for girls in Sierra Leone. Maada Bio is not good for the people of Sierra Leone. Maada Bio has told the people of Sierra Leone that he cannot help them, but he continues to hold on to power.
yes,
And he is deceiving the international community. Are not implementing the laws according to what the laws are supposed to do in the country. So, we have seen clearly that the Attorney General's speech was not just a misrepresentation. It was a mirror reflecting the full deceit of Maada Bio. This is how Maada Bio wanted him to go and present. And he did exactly, and that's what he's getting paid for.
yes. But Fatima, you can see even Maada Bio his own speech after putting things together for him to deliver, because he know he's lying and what he's saying it is not true. You see, he started going further, reading or whatever, then he will stop and say, yes, waiting. So because it's a failure, he doesn't even know what is going on in his own country because all the wickedness is inside him. We are not the
Well,
ones saying it.
it's
His
not
wife
possible
has
for
made it
Maada Bio
very
to know.
open.
It's not
Yes,
possible for Maada Bio to know what is going on in the country. He doesn't know what's going on with women. He doesn't know what's going on with the children, because Maada Bio hardly spends 2 weeks in Sierra Leone. Maada Bio is the most traveled president in the world. He has traveled more than any other president in the world. So if you are not with your people, how can you understand them? How can you know what is going on with them so that you can even start thinking about solutions for them? So this is why he has, thrown in the towel and told the people, look, I cannot help you. I'm just here to, to steal the money. And, my wife is building all the houses. We are just here to steal. That's basically what Maada Bio is telling the people of Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
So they continue to tell the world that, Sierra Leone is safe. People-centered justice, when really, like the statistics that I have, brought in, girls are not safe, women are not safe, justice is not being served, rapists are roaming the country, and, nobody is afraid to commit crimes because they know that nobody is going to prosecute them, especially if they are connected somehow. So until government stops pretending that there is progress in Sierra Leone, to the international community, and start to actually deliver justice, for the people, start to really actually look at what women and girls are suffering and start to look for solutions, the condition of women in Sierra Leone will continue to be deplorable, will continue to get worse. So we will continue to defend girls and women, and we will continue to challenge every system that tries to silence them. So we are here to bring out the things that are affecting women, and we will continue to do that. So if you have any last words before we look at any of the comments, I don't know if there are comments that we made.
Can I just add something because that contradicts what the Attorney General read?
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
He basically kind of read what report they gave him, but not what he knew from being from Sierra Leone. The UN Sierra Leone 2020 report, early marriage is caused by gender inequalities and ineffective laws. Just the things that we talk about. That sums it all up. So it says that 28% of girls 15 to 19 years began childbearing. Imagine, teens, nearly half death from 15 to 19 maternal death. And Brown University cites quotes that poor medical system of pregnant women are the cause of death,
Yes.
And there was a video. I don't know if that's available now, but it has a whole lot to say about this
condition of
line.
the condition of women. Yeah. Because so maybe we can play that.
If you're not safe, then you're not safe. So how can you say the women are safe?
Yeah, maternal mortality is another area that they've been singing all over the international stage, saying that they have reduced maternal mortality. But that video is like a representation of what is actually going on with, the issue of pregnant women in that country. So the law is supposed to protect women in all these areas: health, education, and, the economics. But as we have seen, from the statistics, women are not protected. In government, women are not protected. In economically, women are not protected, and their health is also at risk because a lot of women are still dying in childbirth. And that is because of, the conditions that are set in the country. They will say that they have provided, so and so and so. Recently, I saw Maada Bio go to Kwedu Town, my hometown, to commission a hospital. And people are thinking that Maada Bio built that hospital. Okay. I think our video is ready.
Yes, so Nigeria Moria, a pregnancy woman that will carry you. We would go Nigeria because of lack of medical center. Now with the strain, a belly woman now would work out. From here to Iraya would work out by foot. No ambulance where they come for them. Now pass work out for good day. health center no dey, not even get secure policy with America, with the help with this store. So they let the government see, look at the majority with the work at this night. Today, na inside Mora, are they so? Like the kind thing where they happen inside Mora and this so. Abeleuma and I would travel it so. By this 1 o'clock at night, wait man for B, pray day. And today we dey inside this kind pain and agony. We are with the beg on behalf of the government and other humanitarian bodies. They will not see to the strain and the pain. Whatever family they take. And the Beleuma and I go so. Look at the people them where they go there for go left Nigeria for the health center. Do you allow na see to this pain?
So painful.
Please. Fatima,
So
what
painful. So painful. Can you imagine a woman in labor? They have to walk many miles, and there is no transportation. There is no clinic nearby. There is no ambulance to take her to the nearest town, and she is in that hammock. They're transporting her, walking for miles, and nobody knows how she's doing in that hammock. Nobody knows if she arrived alive, she and the baby. I mean, this is not ancient history. This is Sierra Leone today. This is Sierra Leone today. Women are dying by the dozens, in childbirth because of these issues, because of a lack of transportation, lack of medical facilities, lack of ambulance, all of these things. Madabio will go to the UN and he will say lies. He will just lie and say that he's providing all of these things to women in Sierra Leone. And he is not. He has never done anything to help the women of Sierra Leone. He has never done anything to help the women of Sierra Leone. So please, my sisters, what are your views on this video?
I am so happy that this particular video came out, because what happens is that when we lack these facilities, nobody knows about it. So for make them people here come out calm and put this out, that a very good thing. And I think to say not so for women they no more safe. Anything where go wrong, these people are paid. We pay these people, they are contractors. You give contractors work to do. You need to monitor them. You don't just sit down and say, but when I get on with this work, yeah, now this is how I build, then you turn you back. No, you have to be there and watch what they're doing.
Who, Sister Susan, who can hold them accountable? This is the big $64 million question.
It is us, the taxpayers, us. I mean, like what he's just done, like what these people have just done. If we have a lot of this, if it's coming from every corner of the country, everybody knows about it. Look, Fatima, I'm telling you, they will do something about it. But when you have just one person, you say, "Well, left we are." If from every corner, then think where they be, then pull on a door. They say no. Yeah. For where this gutter,
but they are seeing this. Do you think that they sent? Media. Do you think they sent an ambulance to that village, or they built a clinic for that village after seeing this video?
No,
this was I think 2024, 2025 beginning.
No. Because they'll look at it, they'll say, oh, now one normal, the other side they get. But that make they talk, say people are all the count and I clap for them people there, because it's the best thing they've done. They've done their bits. Other people except for do their own bits. Make them know say we know say we hold them to account. But see, this is not easy. These people have no love for us. They don't have any feeling for us
at all.
You talk too much, them try for silence you. So
yes,
this is the way to go.
Yeah, well, that's why we're here.
Yeah,
this is why we're here. We talk about it.
There will be more and more groups like us who would be doing the same thing to keep the pressure on.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
But it's
So
it's a wonderful thing they've done, and I think we should,
yeah,
applaud
and
them for that
we
and
pray that
encourage
she
other people to
survived.
do the same thing.
Yeah,
She
we pray
didn't.
that she survived
It
it.
was
Yeah,
reported that she died
she died. Oh my
on
goodness. There's
arrival.
no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah,
There's no
but
way,
look at that.
no way
Yes.
a pregnant woman being transported in that manner. You know, she's not in an ambulance where a medical person
Yeah.
is attending to
Yeah.
her for the
No.
trip. You know,
No.
just packed like wrapped like luggage and
Yeah.
being taken. I mean, if she had survived that, it would have been a miracle, you know, for her to survive that. So this is the
Exactly.
sad situation. And that's the one that we saw. Like Sister Susan, you're saying, we applaud these people for bringing this out. But
Yes.
there are hundreds more we are not seeing. There are hundreds more who
Exactly.
don't
Well,
even
those hundreds more need to come out.
Yes. We are
You
not
see?
even seeing them make videos like this to send.
Mm.
So they are suffering in silence.
In silence,
Women are
yes.
suffering in silence in Sierra Leone because I mean it's really, the situation is worse than we are seeing. It's worse than we are seeing. What we are seeing is just like a scratch on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I do
it's
believe
very
that.
heartbreaking. Yes. So Sister Moy and Khadija, do you have anything to add to this?
Yeah, as we say, if Bio has integrity, anyone in short position like this, if you have integrity, you should have resigned. Because
Yes.
Bio know that he never won the election. Because if Bio should have resigned, because he came out publicly and say, me, I'm not going to able the country, the problem. So what is holding him? Because of greed. Because if
Greed
Bio should have
and no
resigned,
shame.
the health,
Yeah.
yes, the health condition of these people should have been better.
Mm.
Because since Bill came, nothing, when you go out there, he lied. The same time, I think recently again, I saw a video where Bill went, I think, to the United States when he made that utterance saying that the Kush, he get money, so not going for FED span or something.
Right.
With
And who is getting the money? He and his
he is the
family
one.
are getting the money. Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
that's the same time somebody asked me about this same development they have carried on for, to eradicate these drugs. You openly lie there and say that, there is institutions that have been put in place together, structures that are on progress to make sure that we get these people out of the streets or whatever. He lied. Because all these things that he's doing is benefiting him. He doesn't want to say it openly to say, he get money. How do you know say drugs get money?
Yeah.
How does he know?
Where you get money out of?
Because he's
Yes.
benefiting out of that. And
Yes.
from the same drugs, his daughter is benefiting now. There's a picture that shows out the daughter was standing there with the drugs. Up to now, the office and come. The same way within the old other people learn, the office and come. No.
All right.
See this
Well,
kind of suffering.
I think
that woman cannot survive because the placenta might be ruptured already. There is no oxygen.
I mean, there's
How
no
do
way,
you expect that
she
woman to
could have
survive? She
survived
cannot
that.
survive. She
No way
cannot
she could
even
have survived
survive.
that. Yeah. And
So
there's
that's the
no
problem.
accountability.
Yes.
Nobody can be
Nobody.
held accountable
Human
for
might
it.
be going through bleeding at that process. But Bio over there flying from one state to another. I wonder how Bio can survive it. He fly from one place to another because of greed. He doesn't want to leave power. But people are
he
there
flies in
clapping
private
for
jet,
him.
so he's not flying in commercial jet.
Bio
He flies in
Bio
private
came
jet.
openly
So
and said
that's why he's able to fly frequently. Yeah.
Yes.
So
it said no one should be calm. Everybody should be like a criminal. They should be the same way they used to be before when they took over the war. You should force yourself to fit in society to be arrogant. You should be violent so that you can stay in power to protect him. That's what he said. He said, me people when I not for be quiet. Me support are not for be quiet. Me, I will quiet. So not for quiet.
They should come and
that kind of statements coming from Bio. Yes, nobody say anything. You clap for him. They'll see that they clap for him. So now the people are waiting. I can always they ask them, this suffer, what this woman they suffer. So is it only falling to one region?
No.
No,
Because this
hundreds.
maybe the fortunate to snap or show us the video. What is happening behind there, we cannot see.
Yeah, we don't.
There's
Yeah, there are
lots going
hundreds that we
on.
are not seeing. Yes,
Yes.
there are hundreds we're not seeing. So
So this is
if
Exactly.
why
people
that's
have
what
been,
we say everybody should come. Let us be inclusive to voice out, to say things that is bad in our country. We not
yeah,
forget to say,
and
oh,
if
I know they talk. You know they happen to me.
if
Yeah.
anybody believes that just because Maada Bio is making laws, Maada Bio cares about women, I hope that we have made it clear here that first of all, Maada Bio is a liar. All his ministers are liars. They're lying to the international community about progress in Sierra Leone. They're lying about progress for women. They're lying about doing all these things that they say they're doing for women and girls in that country. They're not doing any of these things. And we want everybody to know that, you know, this is the legacy. This is the bad legacy of Maada Bio. And we want our people to understand that he is using them, using their plight, using their situation to go and make money from donors and, you know, whatever else he's making money out of. So he is not there to help them. He has already told them he's not there to help anybody in Sierra Leone. So I think our people should wise up and find a way to hold him accountable, like you say. There has to be a way to hold Maada Bio accountable. Because when you hold Maada Bio accountable, then all his ministers will be held accountable. But if you don't hold him accountable, all of them are getting away with murder. All of them are getting away with their crimes. So it's really about time for Sierra Leoneans to, you know, really, really hold Maada Bio accountable. So I thank you, my sisters. I don't know if there are any last words, but I think we have come to the close of the program. Any last words, Khadija? Susan?
Madam Susan, you mentioned who will hold them accountable. Lara Taylor Pierce was supposed to hold them accountable, and she's no longer there. So we pray that we can get her back, or we get another woman there.
Okay, Moy, who do you think can hold them accountable? I think you touched on it, the people.
Yes, the people hold them accountable, and how the people get them united together to get him out
Vote them
of power.
out, 2028.
Because
Vote them out.
no, Madam, Madam Bobby, that's sometimes I say vote them out. It's just an understatement, because how will you get them out? When you came and say this PRC or waiting system, what he does is to brainwash the people of Sierra Leone. Now again, he started it to brainwash them and say, oh, they make inclusive party. Now all come together. Now we will.
Yeah, power sharing. Yeah,
yes,
we'll
power
discuss
sharing.
that another. We'll discuss
So
that another
everybody will
day.
come. You face
That's
up.
a
You
gimmick.
face up. Yes,
that's
because he wants to brainwash them. Bio is not ready to get out of power, but the people of
Bio
Sierra
is
Leone
not
joking with it.
about sharing anything. He doesn't want to share anything. Not power, not the you know resources of the country. So it's all a gimmick.
Yes, because it's fear of losing now. Because what he is gaining, sitting with in Big Belly, going from plane to plane,
I mean, the man was
or
unemployed for
whatever, is
22
enjoying.
years. The man was unemployed for 22 years, and then, you know, the people of Sierra Leone put him in power. What do you expect? Somebody who was starving, and then you put him in a room full of candies. You know, so that's why he's going overboard.
Yeah, that reminds me, Madam Babi, when Fatmata make an utterance and say, he went to a town hall and telling people that, power sweet, so power sweet, for make sure say we remain at power. This is it, because she knows that when they leave power, they're going after them and they don't want to be persecuted. So that's the reason they will force themselves to stay in power. But the people of Sierra Leone are joking with it.
At the expense of the people of Sierra Leone. Because the longer they stay in power, the more the people of Sierra Leone will suffer. You know?
Because that's the only way we can get him accountable for his action, for people to stand up now and speak up.
Yes,
that's the only way.
Exactly,
but say, let's no more. 2028 they come. 2028 they come. People and they die.
We hope that the example we are setting will, you know, people will copy us. You know, this is what we are trying to do. Just speak up and speak out. Speak about it. I know that, you know, Come on Talk, We Had, they are also
Yes.
doing their own part. So, but since there were no women really, holding these conversations, that's why we are here at this table.
Yes.
And I thank you, my sisters, and thanks to our viewers for joining us, those who were able to join us on the live. I'm sure that more other people will, watch the program later on. So we are happy to be doing this. We're not professional, we're not journalists. We're just ordinary Sierra Leonean women, and we have technical issues all the time. And we are not YouTubers, I've never done Facebook Live. So we are doing this out of necessity. So if there are any mistakes that we are making, we hope that our people will overlook those mistakes. We are here as ordinary Sierra Leonean women, and we want ordinary Sierra Leonean women to come on and speak out. And eventually we will have more women. We will have guests, who can come out and speak out. And we hope that our voices will continue to grow louder, louder than the lies, because the lies are too much. The lies are too loud. So the louder we speak, the more we can drown their lies and bring out the truth about Maada Bio and his cabal. So thank you, ladies. And thank you, our viewers.
Thank you.
And we hope to be here next week to touch on other issues that are shaping the women and girls in Sierra Leone. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Have
Dr.
a good
Bami.
weekend.
Thank you, my sisters.
Thank you.
Susan, Khadija,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you.
We hope to meet again on Friday.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks to our viewers, and we wish you a very happy and peaceful weekend.
Thank you. And you too.
Yeah.
How do you go out?
I don't know.